prep your ears and pass the stress ball. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 most hated songs in Britain.
Before we begin, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more great content.
For this list, we pressed play on the most detested, divisive and downright annoying records to ever plague the UK charts. While not every entry has been inflicted on us by a British artist, these tunes are intrinsically linked with the UK in one way or another. But there's no place for novelty records today, so we'll keep the crazy frog to a minimum. Number 10, She's So Lovely, Scouting for Girls. Instantly recognisable within its first few notes, you couldn't move for hearing this song in pubs, clubs, shops and supermarkets in 2007. A debut record for Scouting for Girls, She's So Lovely charts the rise of lead singer Roy Stride's infatuation with an older woman, a story which is hammered home by a bunch of gawping blokes in the bowling alley video accompaniment.
I love the way she makes me drool. I think that she is beautiful.
With repetitive lyrics and cheesy crescendos, it set a samey blueprint which the band have followed ever since. Heaven help us all. Number 9, Wonderwall, Oasis.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you.
British bands don't come much bigger than Oasis, but the 90s phenomenon gave one or two grating tunes, and Wonderwall is the worst offender. The go-to track for anyone who can't play guitar but wants to make it look like they can, it's a busker's favourite, but fans aren't always as enthusiastic.
I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
While Liam's snarling vocals have inspired plenty of sing-alongs, Wonderwall is the classic case of an okay track that gets seriously overplayed. We're sure we've heard it all before, and we're starting to have some doubts.
And after all, you're my Wonderwall.
Number 8, Yellow, Coldplay.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you.
A Marmite band if ever there was one, although they've sold out stadiums around the world, Coldplay have always had their critics. And Yellow is usually the song slated first.
Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones.
Taken from the band's first album, it seems to drip with despair despite Chris Martin's clearly romantic lyrics. Of course, the song catapulted Coldplay to massive success, which might be another reason why people pick it apart now.
And it was all yellow.
As one of the most divisive entries on today's list, you either agree with Superhands or you don't.
People like Coldplay and voted for the Nazis. You can't trust people, Jeremy.
Number 7, Let 'Em In, Paul McCartney and Wings.
Somebody ringing a bell, someone's knocking at the door.
Okay, so very little blame should really fall at Paul McCartney's door for this one, or at Billy Paul's for that matter. Up until those painful postcode lottery adverts, Let 'Em In was just another passable pop record from the 70s.
Sister Susie, Brother John, Martin Luther, Phil and Don, yeah.
But today's listener struggles to hear those happy-go-lucky lyrics without seeing D-list celebrities smiling stick-on grins on doorsteps up and down the country. It's not the only song to be mercilessly mangled in the name of TV advertising, but even Ice Ice Baby has got nothing on this. Number 6, Everything I Do It For You, Bryan Adams.
Don't tell me it's not worth trying for.
With a record-breaking 16 consecutive weeks as UK number 1 in 1991, this track experienced unparalleled popularity when it was released. But Bryan Adams' ballad hasn't aged all that well, and listeners are more likely to skip stations than sit through his heart-on-sleeve huskiness nowadays.
Everything I do it for you.
Wet 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 Love Is All Around suffered a similar fate. It almost equalled Adams' record run in 1994, but quickly fell out of fashion, destined only for the dregs of late-night local radio. There's a lot to thank the 90s for, but just not this.
You can't tell me what's dying for.
Number 5, Chelsea Dagger, The Fratellis. The second single from the Fratellis' debut album, Castello Music, this song has scored scorn on 2 counts. First, it's synonymous with the wave of unoriginal, easy, try-hard indie rock which took over UK charts in the mid-2000s, ranked alongside the likes of Ruby by the Kaiser Chiefs and America by Razorlight. Second, thanks to its widespread use in various football chants, it's a stereotypical soundtrack for the big match. But if you're not a football fan and you don't dig the Giacomo ads, then it's a song to quickly skip. Number 4, Blurred Lines, Robin Thicke featuring T.I. and Pharrell. The ill feeling toward this track was by no means a British-only affair. Blurred Lines made international headlines with critics claiming that its lyrics and video were misogynistic and supportive of rape culture. UK universities led a widespread boycott against the song, with more than 20 unis banning it from playlists at student events. However, those measures didn't stop Thicke from topping the UK singles charts, and the song was played as if on repeat everywhere else you went, with the controversy seeming to aid sales. Number 3, The Climb, Joe McElderry. It's probably the least well-known song on today's countdown, but for good reason. When Joe McElderry won the X Factor in 2009, you might have thought that he had that year's Christmas #1 in the bag.
There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it a move.
But nope, a nationwide campaign led Rage Against the Machine to top spot amidst growing resentment over the X Factor's stranglehold on the charts.
Ain't about what's waiting on the other side.
And while McElderry was the one pipped by a protest, TV talent shows do have a lot to answer for in general.
Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose.
Number 2, What Makes You Beautiful, One Direction.
You're insecure, don't know what for. You're turning heads when you walk through the door.
To another alumnus of Britain's TV talent shows, though the sales success of this boy band is second to none. One Direction have smashed all sorts of records since finishing third on the X Factor in 2010, starting their commercial crusade with this signature song in 2011.
I don't know why you're being shy and turn away when I look into your eyes.
But for all their fans, 1D have garnered a dedicated horde of haters. They say the group and this track offers little more than splish-splash lyrics, churned out tunes, and squeaky clean smiles. Maybe that's what makes them beautiful, or are they just abominable?
You don't know you're beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few dishonourable mentions.
Confused about how as well. Just know that these things will never change for us at all.
You found that special thing. You're flying without wings.
Number 1, You're Beautiful, James Blunt.
My life is brilliant. My love is pure.
Our winner is another which speaks of beauty in its title, but delivers quite the opposite. From its opening refrain and mistimed intro to the heavy-hearted hook and awkward ending, it's basically one long whine masquerading as a love song.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Even James Blunt himself has admitted it's naff, often suggesting that he hates it too, but at least he can laugh about it. And critics continually rip apart the video, which sees Blunt take his shirt off in the rain before jumping in the sea. At least it's in slow motion, we wouldn't want to miss anything important.
But it's time to face the truth. I will never be with you.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and subscribe for more great content.